Good morning, my country people. This is your girl Irene. Wow, it's been a minute since I posted something on my YouTube channel, and I thought this morning this is the right time for me to do this. I know I've posted something on Facebook saying that I want to report on something that happened last night. Actually, yeah, I had to wake up and do my own makeup. It's been a minute. My skin is glowing, and I thank God for that. My nails are nowhere to be seen. I've been doing boxing. You can see the terror that has happened to me. But anyway, that's not the subject to the matter this morning. So I'm here to report on something that happened last night, and I'm going to title this video as why do Kenyans recruit thugs and swear in thugs in the name of cops? Why do Kenyans recruit thugs in the name of cops? So my story is going to be quite long, maybe, but I'm going to try to give it to the details as much as I can. And this is meant for the diasporan people and even for the Kenyans who live around here. So I have a friend of mine who lives in Canada, and we've been very tight since high school. And so actually, she wanted to surprise her dad with a car, and so she asked me, how did you guys do it? Because we did that for her dad. And so I gave her the contact. The contact is a very reliable person whom I know now, and so I was just giving some references and recommendations, and the things went very well. In fact, she even sent me a message saying how happy she is that the guy is quite good and they were completing the purchase. And so yesterday her brother came from Nyeri to come and complete the paperwork, do the payments, and also so that they can pick the car today on Friday 13th. So last night, I just got a message from her saying, wow, I need to speak to you right away. And I was like, okay. She doesn't tell me to call her right away. So I did. And she explained to me that her brother had just been caught and was put in Central Police Station. Wow, the panic. You know, us as diasporans, sometimes you don't want to deal with the law, and then when you hear something like that, your parents start telling you, oh, you know, you made our son to be caught and everything. So people have different ways of reacting. So actually, the brother was put in police station, and I wanted to know what's the problem, and so that I can call my lawyer, I can ask for help from the people that I know. And so what happened is I started calling the guy whom I referred her to, called Mureithi, and Mureithi was like, okay, I'm just actually driving the same car that she bought, and I'm going to Central Police Station to see what happened to the brother. So we were waiting. And so Mureithi got in there, and then my friend tells me, oh my God, don't even tell me, Mureithi has already been put in. And I was like, how? And then she's like in Kikuyu, like, so I started busting out. I told her, just come down, this is Kenya, and we'll try to see how we can do this. Anyway, long story short, Mureithi got in the police station, and then he wanted to know what happened to the brother. And the police were like kind of very arrogant. And at some point, actually, he even called me back and told me, talk to the police. And the police guy whom I talked to actually told me, you know what? Oh, your brother was very arrogant. We met him in a cyber cafe. Apparently, the cyber person called us, informing us that this guy is doing some reproduction of papers, and they were like kind of afraid maybe he's doing some con men online. You know, these con men online everywhere. And so they stopped him. And when he was stopped, he kind of, that's a police narrating to me, that he was quite rough, and then he was even drunk and everything. Like, they put on everything, and the guy was talking in a very cool way. You'll believe it was true. So then I passed by Mureithi, and I'm like, hey, can you tell me why is the brother drunk? Because the guy's telling me he's drunk. He's like, oh, the guy does not even drink alcohol. I'm like, so where do they get it from? So the first thing they did, the narration now came in. The guy was taken into the police station. He was caught up in a cyber cave. Sorry, I'm just taking up a serviette just to blow my nose. Sorry for this. He was taken up to the police station. He was taken up from the cyber cave. And from his explanation, when he got into the cyber cave, he goes to this place every time he comes to Nairobi to do the paperwork, to the same cyber cave. And he noticed some two people seated on the side with black capes, some young men, and they were not talking to him. So he was like, I'm doing my own things. And he was on the phone. Maybe he had been on the phone talking to his sister about how much money has been spent, how much do we need to do, and what is, I mean, all those explanations. So the cyber person was actually listening to it. So long story short, I think these guys called some cops. They stopped him. They told him, oh, you're under arrest. And he was like, why am I under arrest? I'm in a cyber cafe, I'm minding my own businesses. And then kumbe, they had him on the phone about the money issues. And so they knew this guy had money on the phone. So right away, 5 guys came and they forced him. They put some pingus on him. Actually, he accepted because these guys were in civilian. So he accepted to be put on the pingus because he saw some 2 policemen who had uniforms. So for him, it was genuine because the others had civilians. And they took him to the Central Police, and he was told he's going to be put in. And he was like, what did I do wrong? Yet he had all the papers, he had all the logbooks, the receipts. Thank God he was paying through M-Pesa, so everything was traceable. The good thing he did, he switched off his phone because they knew the phone had money. Actually, when they're going, they asked him, why don't you just give us 50,000 and then we let you go? Like, seriously? 50,000? Anyway, long story short, they came down, they went to 30,000. They came down to 20,000, to 10,000. When Moredi arrived at the police station, they took this guy, the brother to my friend, to a place whereby it was very dark so that nobody can hear. And he was like, okay, you guys, can you just come to the light so that we can discuss these issues? And they said, no, because we don't want attention of the rest of the people who've been arrested during the day. We don't want attention. They were asking for money. And these are cops who are less than 30 years old who arrested this guy with no reason at all. So Moredi came with the car that was bought. So they saw this is a genuine deal. And then Moredi called the Kayad guy, and Kayad guy came and said, listen, you guys have to arrest me, not arrest this guy, and wait until tomorrow so that we can go and confirm from the NTSA and say that these documents are genuine. And they said, no, we don't want you. And they said, oh, ask that guy, he has money on his phone. Long story short, what I'm starting to understand, it is true that in Kenya you can get arrested, be put in prison for false allegations. Can you imagine? These guys were telling me that this guy was drunk, which was a pure lie. They caused panic to everybody. That was around 11 at night. And they were causing panic to everybody for nothing because they wanted money. The guys told them, can you just guys book us so that tomorrow we can go to court? They didn't want to book them anywhere. I called my lawyer and I told him, can you please help sort these things out? And he told me, he called them and he was like, okay, Irene, you guys don't give money. I mean, this is a very common thing that is happening in Nairobi now, and this should stop, but don't you guys give money. Wait until tomorrow you go to court. I'm going to appear. So the police knew there was some backup somewhere. My friend's uncle, who lived in Europe, actually would react like me, went in and started, kind of asking for, why did you guys arrest this guy? I want to know the truth. And then he started kind of having push and pull with them. And then he was put aside. Very irritated guy. He works for the UN. You can imagine his thinking, like the diasporans we are. Why am I saying this? When that guy was shagged in, there was no reason for him to be there. The police knew this was a genuine case, yet they insisted on getting money. Why would we want to be protected by cops? These are not even cops, these are thugs. In any case, we've had cases of people being killed, the two brothers who were killed, I think in Embo in Kirinyaga, by cops. This is the same case. Imagine if they took this guy, actually he's big, he was taller than them, so they said that he was fighting with them, that's why they came in, he was arrogant, Suji what. Imagine if they put Bangi on his pocket. How could he get himself out? Let me mention something I forgot to say. When they went to the cyber cave, they went to the same computer that he was using. They went and downloaded some documents that had been downloaded or had been maybe scanned by other clients who came previously, not even him, and claimed him and put them on him and said, he was faking papers. We have the list. How do you get yourself out of it? That you're not the one. Yet the computer is for public use. We're having cyber caves in Nairobi who are collaborating with these policemen to come and arrest people. Like, which country are we living in? I mean, how secure are we in Kanairo? And then the police tells them that this is Kanairo, mutajo huku ni Kanairo. Seriously. We have cops who are gangs. I've had cases. I can testify. I have a guy who comes and repair electricity in my house. And one time he comes to my house and he had a swollen eye. And I asked him what happened. Do you know what? He was stopped right in Athi River carrying his handyman on a motorbike, because he has a motorbike. And they were told that they are the ones who have been stealing. And he was put in. The next day, he was bailed out with 10,000 for something he did not commit. These are normal Kenyan, a hustler. I hope somebody in the government can hear this. A hustler who is trying to make ends meet, feed his family in the right way without stealing. And yet cops, they kind of flag him as a corrupt person, as a thief. How do you fight yourself in this country? There's no way you can say that you're not a thief. They've taken you up from the streets. They've stopped you. They've put you in and you have slept there. Your wife and your kids are in the house waiting for you to bring that bread that you earned during the day. Africans, seriously, where are we in this country? Where does the law stop such cops from allegating bad things and wrong things to people who have done nothing, who are responsible citizens? My friend in Canada, she's working very hard, gifting her dad a car. Please, we're trying to lift up this economy, which is not doing very well at this moment. Then you're just shagging us everywhere and wanting the hard-earned coins of Kenyans who fight for rights. Today, I had to do my own makeup and come here and report because I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated by the cops in this country. The other day, I had an accident. I didn't even report it. I had an accident. I was rushing away from a car that was just coming in, and I hated standing car. I went to the police station, and when I wanted to get the OB, I was asked for 8,000 Kenyan shillings. And because I didn't want to argue, I just gave them the 8,000, I got my OB. These out of the books. They were corrupt. I could take them to the crime scene. They didn't want to go. But then, I mean, I'm also corrupt myself because I didn't want to have any stories to do with them. But seriously, there's no right here. And I'm not saying I'm a good person at all. But why stop somebody who is innocent and put him in the name that he was not doing right? He was conning people. Somebody who doesn't even know what is conning is. Somebody who lives in Nyeri, coming to Nairobi to pick his dad's car. And then cops just on your case. Another friend of mine narrated to me this morning, the same already, got stopped in Adams Arcade told by the cops that he crossed over the red light. He was told to go to court because he didn't want to give the money. Long story short, he went to the court like a week after. He was checking on his documents. And apparently, the same lady who stopped him is the one who got killed in Ngong Road, I think called Pauline or something like that. I mean, this country has gone to the dogs. There is no law in this country. Come and get me if you want to. But there is no law in this country. People are being shagged right and left by the police. And I think the main problem here comes because in our police forces, and unlike what I've seen maybe in other countries, developed countries, if you want to become a police, you have to have finished your degree, first of all. You have to be educated. In Kenya, the police people are the people who couldn't do anything in life, who are failures maybe, sorry to say. So they don't have any humanity in them. I know there are some who have humanity, and maybe I'll meet them, thank God. But we have so many, the biggest chunk is people who don't have education. They have respect for nothing. They're looking for money. And especially now in Corona times, they're stopping people and asking for money. I'm going to give stories, and you guys are going to be shocked. So yesterday, let me finish with Murray this story, my friend's brother. He was released around maybe midnight, because the owner of the yard called the OCPD, and OCPD came, and then he was like, okay, let these guys go. They were let go. But then, as they were going out, it was past curfew. When they wanted to get out, the police told them, you guys, can you just wait until Mkubwa apite? They waited. Once he passed, wakafungua gate. In fact, they called me laughing. I was like, gekome igari, they sleep in the car. Mugokera rosho 4 a.m. Muinuke. But now, do you know what happened? They called the same OCPD, wakatolewa. But now the worry was, you guys are out at midnight. The same cops who've stopped you, you've refused to give them money. The same thing they're going to do, they're going to call other cops, give your car identity, and you'll be stopped. And then you'll be put in again. I mean, it's a cycle. It's going round. They don't even give you papers to say that you're going home because you've been in the police and you're wrongly caught. Let me finish another story. I have a friend of mine, a very good friend, and I'm so protective of such queer people. This is a queer person. Go and Google what's queer. One day, she calls me, crying. She's like, I've been arrested and I had a case in the police, and she couldn't want to get into the prison. I mean, in the cell. She looks like a boy. She's a girl. So, I mean, people should assume. And the police told her she didn't have a mask. Normally, a mask, not having a mask, if the police were good enough, they could take her someplace, buy a mask for 20 bob. Hata waitishe chai ni sawa. But because they saw that she was afraid, do you know how much money they asked for her? They took her around Milimani. That was around Kileleshwa. They took her around Milimani, and then they asked for 25,000, and she gave them 25,000, because she didn't want to have a case whereby her parents are going to be called. They're going to be all shocked. They don't live even in Nairobi, and then you're caught and you're told you didn't have a mask, and then they say that you're gay, you're everything. I mean, I wish that police who did that gives birth to a son looking like a girl, gives birth to a girl looking like a boy, and then see what happens. Nobody chooses to have a queer kid. And in any case, who said being queer is bad? I mean, love is love, so who cares? The time that Kenyans will start opening up their obligata, medigata, sijui naitangwa nini, they will do good. We have people who have been ostracized because they look gay. Yes, maybe they might gay. Who cares what they do in their bedroom? Who asks you what you do in your bedroom? Who told you to be straight? Who told you to be bi, who to be gay? People should stop. And I think cops in this nation needs a change of their obrogata, medigata, sijui what? Because I'm really mad this morning. Just because somebody looks queer is charged at the level of $250 in this economy with COVID. And they can't say anything. I was even lucky she told me the story. But I think, even my friend tells me, I don't know how you survive in Kenya. I know it's been rough, and you have to be rough. I know maybe I'm speaking so fast, but listen to the point here. The cops that are supposed to protect us, they're the ones who are killing us. They're the ones who are our downfall. You go work the whole day, you come back, and they're asking for that hard-earned money. These are people who are never educated. They just went training, they are shown how to shoot and everything, how to arrest people. And the system is so ingrained in them that I don't think it will stop. These people, they are younger than 30 years old. Tell me, if that cop gets 50, how will he be? And that's why you hear people are in prison, being wrongly jailed. Who is fighting for them? My friends. I mean, if you're in diaspora, it can be scary to come back home. It's been scary also for me. But I had to fight my own way. And also, I think I got a chance where I travel a lot, so I don't see all those things. But when I refer somebody to somebody and tell them they're very straightforward, I don't mince my words because I've tested. I've seen, you guys have seen how I almost got conned by car. But the story is, who is fighting for the common hustler, common mwananchi, who's been arrested by this civilian police, who are looking for money? I hear they're being given, targets by their heads, by their managers. So the end of the day, before you come back, you need to report with a certain amount of money. Which system is this? Which government will it change it? Is it even Ruto's government will change? I doubt. I think we need a Kagame in this country. Aki serious. I need a Kagame in this country who will put order, because this country is going to the dogs. And the young population, they're being scared by the cops. They're being killed by the cops, and nobody is talking about it. The queer people are being ostracized out there just because they look type of a way. Seriously? People need to change. I know we are a Christian nation. I know we are good people, as we say. And I don't know, me, because I'm thinking now, who gets married to a cop? Mimi siwezi olewa na polisi. I cannot. Kwanza, I have a phobia for police. Let them hear me, I have a phobia for them. I don't understand how they can be stopping anybody in the name of keeping the law. I don't know which law they were keeping yesterday. By putting that guy in, even when the papers were right, they're still asking for a bribe. I thought it was finished with Kibaki's time, but the bribing is still there. It is unfortunate. And if you're in diaspora and you come back home and you get a story, call me up. I'm going to report it on YouTube. And I'm going to educate all of you from diasporans because I know how hard we work out there. And even the Kenyans here, I know how hard we work. I know sometimes we sweat a lot and try to bless our parents, but the institution we're living in is the downfall of every Kenyan. I'm very sorry. This is on a Friday morning, 13th of August, and I'm reporting direct from my room because I'm so mad. My friends, I wish you a blessed weekend. Do the best you can be the best citizen, but don't let yourself be put down. Don't let your efforts be put down by somebody who is not doing their duties and trying to eat your hard-earned money. I'm so blessed to come and report this. I know I talked maybe very fast, but seriously, I had to report it because it's dear to me when somebody who gets bad treatment from the government, the same government that you woke up early morning to go and vote for, and they're treating you badly. Things should change. I don't know if Hustler Nation is going to change it. I'm not sure. But I'm used to things that are going right. And I have come to understand that Nairobi is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. I'm a Kenyan. I live in Nairobi. I go to Senegal and I tell people all the time I can walk at night with no problem, with my phone at the hand, and nobody will touch it. I've been to Abidjan, nobody will bother you. I've been to Benin, nobody bothers you. I've been to Paris. Yes, you can get, those are petty things, but that will not happen in the eye of the public. But seriously, Nairobi is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. I've come to validate that. Whoever said it was very right. And I'm Kenyan and I'm not ashamed to say it. We live in a very dangerous city. God bless you. and all the best, and may God bless your hustle. As Kenyans, we can make things better, but don't let yourself be ostracized by people who are lazy, staying in the office and being given, targets because of you, who is working hard. I'm sorry that this story happened. And if you're a cop and you're listening to me, I'd like to hear from you. If you're married to a cop, I'd like to hear from you, because I think that's a hard deal. Bless you. And keep being sassy. Keep being blessed. And that's it. God bless you.